you're a fan of watching folks stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, chances are over the years you've seen streamers host charity streams using Tiltify. I personally started using Tiltify in 2021, and over the past 3 years, I've raised over $56,000 for charities near and dear to my heart. If you stick around for this video, I'll walk you through creating your first Tiltify fundraising campaign, starting at registering for the website, walking you through overlays, all the things you need to know, and even some hidden things that not everyone knows about. Friends, I'm Jess, and I have spent the last decade of my career in nonprofit fundraising. Okay, you caught me, the only decade of my career, but still, I am a professional fundraiser, and I also fundraise for fun on Twitch and YouTube with my TTRPG charity streams. And when I fundraise for fun, I use Tiltify. Now, before I break down how to use Tiltify, I really want to talk about why it's important to find some sort of fundraising platform that you use, whether that's Tiltify or any other donation platform. It's really important for the funds to go directly to the charity instead of you acting as a middleman, collecting bits, subs, or just direct donations to you and then you donating that to the charity. When folks give the donations to you for then you to donate to the charity, you become responsible for the tax burden. And I know a lot of us don't want that. Truly, it is the best for donations to just go straight to the nonprofit. You don't have a tax burden and your donors actually get a tax receipt that they can use for their write-off when it comes to tax time. So first things first, you're going to want to get registered on the Tiltify website. This literally just takes a handful of moments. You need to prove that you're a real human by doing their little CAPTCHA test and then grabbing a code out of your email. After that, you'll fill out your fundraiser profile and create your first campaign. To start with, you're going to want to make sure that the nonprofit you have in mind to fundraise for is actually on Tiltify. I'm going to be honest, most of the nonprofits that I've wanted to fundraise for in the past have been there. There are over 6,000 registered causes and more get added every day as different nonprofits and different charities realize the benefits of live streaming. If you don't have a charity in mind, you can always do a poll to your community to see what kind of organization they'd like to support. I know that that would get them really excited about the fundraising that you're about to do. You could also visit the front page of Tiltify. They always are featuring new nonprofits as well as fundraising events that are happening. So let's say that you settled on Project Hope. You'll search for them on the main page and you can even join an event if you'd like. As you can see, Project Hope has quite a few different events going on right now, but you don't have to join an event if you don't want to. Some different charities like Project Hope have an event like Hope Miss where they'll have prizes if you hit certain milestones and some don't. You'll just have to go and check out all of the different events if you're interested in that. Right now I'm actually using this to set up my November charity stream supporting Project Hope Lebanon Crisis event, so I will click on that event. Next, you're going to want to name your campaign. This is also going to become your URL. You can change both at a later time, so if your brain is doing a brain fart and you just want to say like November charity stream, you can do that and always come back later. You can change the campaign name an infinite amount of times, but you can only change the URL once every 30 days, so make sure when you're changing it that it is the thing that you want to change it to. After this, you will fill out your campaign description. You can leave it blank and it'll auto-fill in, I'm raising funds for XYZ charity. Sometimes I'll put in donation incentives, talk about why I'm fundraising for this charity, why it's important to me. But again, you can always come back and edit this at a later time if your brain is doing a brain fart. Next, you can link some media. I typically link to where I'm going to be streaming, but you can also put a static photo or even a photo provided by the charity if they've provided one. Linking to Twitch is pretty easy, but for the YouTube, you're going to need to link to the exact video that you're going to be fundraising with. Okay, so next you are going to set your campaign goal. The minimum is $100. You can increase that at any time, but you can't decrease your fundraising goal. I know a lot of folks get caught up in their first time that they're fundraising on wanting to be able to fundraise a bunch of money. And I just want to be the first to say that whether you fundraise $100, $200, $2,000, $5,000, whatever you are able to raise for this charity is literally amazing. It's more money that they had before to put towards the programs that are doing good in the world. So don't get caught up on, oh, I hope that I raise a lot of money. You are connecting people to resources that they might not have known of before. You are inspiring other people to donate their funds to potentially make their own charity stream. The impact that you have for this nonprofit goes beyond the one day, the 1 week, the 1 month that you are hosting your charity stream. So just keep that in mind. So technically, after you have created your monetary goal on Tiltify, you don't have to do anything else. You can stop watching this video. You can just go and share your link. But if you want to give them the old razzle dazzle, I would continue watching and I would continue filling out your fundraising campaign, because there are so many fun customization tools that Tiltify offers to really help you push your fundraising campaign to the next level. So first, we're going to take a visit to the setup table. This is an overview of everything that you've literally just done during registration, but you also have 2 more things that you can set up here. A donation message that automatically sends to every person who donates to your campaign, and your stream schedule. I personally think it's really cute to put in a donation message that says, thank you so much. This is my gratitude for you giving your money to the cause that is near and dear to my heart. I also think it's nice to put up a schedule, especially if you have multiple streams that are going to be happening at different times. It just shows donors that they can come back at a later time to continue seeing you fundraise for this charity. This is also used by some charities to give automatic updates in their Discord when folks are going live to support that charity. I'm pretty sure that St. Jude does that in their Discord, among many other charities. Next up is the branding tab. You now have the ability on Tiltify to completely customize what your campaign looks like, from the fonts to the colors and even the sections that you physically show on your Tiltify campaign. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little lazy. I don't typically mess with this. I think it looks really nice already, but if you have a certain brand, image, and look that you want to maintain, this is perfect for you. Under the social media tab, you guessed it, you can add all of your different social media links to this particular tab, and it'll show up at the top of your page with all of your links. Under the overlays tab, you can create an overlay to put into your stream as a browser source in your broadcasting system. When you click on add an overlay, it typically pops up with the fundraising bar, QR code, alert box, and event list. I typically take off the QR code and opt in for having a chatbot timer that pops up every 15 minutes or so with the fundraising link. But if you have the space, the QR code is absolutely perfect on your stream. I actually also take off the event list. This just shows the last 3 to 5 donors. But I highly recommend keeping the fundraising bar and the donation alerts on your overlay. The fundraising bar just shows you exactly how much you fundraised out of your goal so far, and the alerts are a way to immediately thank someone as soon as they donate. If you have the space for it, putting a donation leaderboard as well as rewards on your stream could be really fun. We'll get into rewards later, don't worry. But really make sure you check out all of the widgets. There are so many cool things for you to put onto your stream to make it stand out and to make it a little bit more interactive with your viewers and donors. After you have gone through and added all of your widgets and made sure that your alerts work, you'll want to save that, copy the URL, and then add that in as a browser source to your broadcasting software. So the next tab is the incentives tab. These are great ways to get folks excited about your charity streams and excited to fundraise with you. Up first on the incentives tab is milestones. These are a great way to incentivize a larger participation within your fundraising. For example, if you have a large goal of $1,000, you could have a milestone set halfway through at the $500 mark. And when that milestone is met, you take a pie to the face or you schedule a community game night. Each milestone should really be unique to you and your community. You could even set up polls in your community in advance to see what would excite them and help you reach your fundraising goal. Next, under this tab, we have rewards, and you guessed it, they allow you to offer a donor a specific item for a donation amount. You'll need to set a name, a donation amount needed, a description of the reward, and keep in mind that all of the rewards need to be at $1 or more. In the past, I've seen bean boozles, writing the donor's name on a board or some sort of item in your streaming area, or even playing your game blindfolded work so well for streamers. There are so many unique and fun ways that you can incentivize folks to donate with a reward. I'd really recommend having a good range of donations, anywhere from $5 to $100, to give everyone a chance to feel included in the stream. Obviously, the higher level donations being a little bit more challenging, maybe a hot chip challenge, where the $5 donations is potentially writing your name on a balloon. You can also create polls that show up on your campaign page with options for people to vote on. This could be used to create the next milestone, create a new reward, the next game you play for your charity stream, or really anything that you want. It's just a really fun way to keep people engaged during your charity streams. And finally, under the incentives tab, we have the targets. These are time-based fundraising goals that end when either the target donation is met or the time frame ends. If you have a giveaway that you'd like to do during your stream, creating a target would be a perfect way to incentivize donations, a la we'll do the giveaway when we have met the target donation amounts. Next, we have the donation tab. This shows everyone who has donated to your stream and if they picked any rewards. All of that is going to show up. I think this is extremely helpful when you are actually live doing the fundraising stream, because whenever I do it, I keep this tab open just so I can make sure that I properly thank anyone who has donated during the stream, because sometimes people donate at exactly the same time and you might miss a donation alert. So I always keep this tab open. This tab also shows Amplify links that have been created for your campaign. Basically, an Amplify link is someone who wants to support your campaign and see the impact that they have made. Tiltify calls it having the drive to fundraise, but not the time to create their own campaign. This can be super helpful if someone wants to support you, but doesn't have the means to actually donate to your campaign. And finally, under the donations tab, you can see if you have a matching donation. Anyone can go to your page and set up a matching donation to help support your fundraising efforts. The minimum amount is $250, and the match can be set up for 5 days. I personally love having a matching gift because it shows up on your overlay and it says, hey, there's a match going on right now. You can have multiple matches going on at the same time. I think the most I've seen is 11 matches. And that is just such a great way to incentivize people to donate in that moment, because their funds are going times 11 at that point. So the next tab is the messaging tab, and that just shows if you have any messages from folks and gives their contacts so you can respond to them if they have any questions. The next tab is the digital fitness tab, and that is used for charity events and efforts like marathons, bike-a-thons, other fitness related activities. So if you've created a campaign and have asked people to pledge like $1 for every mile that you ran during this month, this would be the tab for you. Really wish I knew this when I was in college and ran my first and only marathon, but hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Then you have the roles tab, where you can invite a coordinator who can edit overview details, manage incentives, designs, and otherwise has moderator access, or an incentive manager who can manage incentives, or a moderator who can moderate donations and access the advanced dashboard for your campaign. Honestly, if you're doing a mega campaign, it's not a bad idea to have help here to utilize all of the things that you have going on, because it can be a lot. But don't let me fool you, you absolutely can manage a campaign by yourself. And then just because it's here, I guess I'll talk about the registration page. Sometimes there's a statement here, most of the time there's not. Honestly, up until I started making this video, I had never clicked on the registration page before. Oops. And then if something isn't working exactly how it should be, or if you just need a little bit of extra help, you can always reach out to the support center. They've always been so helpful with me, or you can join the official Tiltify Discord. The community managers are great and are always so helpful. I bet you thought we were done. or not. You probably weren't looking to see that we have more time left of the video. You thought, Jess, we have gone through all of the tabs. What more could you possibly tell me about? Well, my friends, let me tell you about fundraising teams on Tiltify. You can create a team with like-minded individuals to fundraises for causes that are important to you as the group. I think this is really, really neat because who doesn't like a little bit of friendly competition, because your fundraising totals will show up on your team page. But first, you've got to come up with a team name, you've got to come up with a description, and you can even add a logo if you like. Your team is going to show you how long you've been a part of the team, how much you've raised on the team, and how much the team has raised as a whole. Team members will set up their own campaigns within the team, and it'll kind of just funnel up to show what they've raised individually and what they've raised as the team. And then finally, you can edit your fundraising profile with a little blurb about yourself. You can edit your username, you can add in a profile photo, and even add in your socials. Your profile shows how long that you have been a member of Tiltify, how much you've raised, the different nonprofits that you've fundraised for, and various achievements. Once you've raised $7,500, Tiltify will actually send you a felt banner as well as different pins to celebrate your achievements. There's also Tiltify Personal if you ever need to set up a mutual aid stream for yourself or someone you know, as well as Tiltify Auction House if you'd ever like to create an auction to support a charity that you know and love. But this one's only covering charity streams. Check back later in the month and I'll have a video on Tiltify Auction House right here. So there you have it, folks. We have walked through literally all of the bells and whistles that you can use Tiltify for your charity stream. If you still have questions, you can book a consultation with me on my Ko-fi page. I do these for charity bundles, charity streams, and heck, we can even do one for a charity auction if you would like. And don't forget, if you like the intersection of gaming and charity, please be sure to like this video and subscribe, and check out my newsletter, Charity TTRPGs, where I talk about the intersection of charity and tabletop role-playing games. But before you do all that, let me know in the comments which charity you're going to support first when you create your first Tiltify fundraising campaign.